we have seen. So first of all, I just want to talk about this guy, which is Windcharger. Windcharger I did a few years ago, and of course, he is a red car, very simple transformation. Mine is a little more complicated than the original toy, like most of my designs. And he's a good little sturdy bot. Out of all of them, he's probably the meatiest because he's just one solid brick in both modes. He does have a buddy or a repaint that they made later in the series, which is Tailgate. Is it Tailgate? Yes, Tailgate. And he's a white kind of version with different highlights. Then another one of my older mini bots, of course, is Gears. And Gears is, of course, very simple transformation. You just flip out the legs, flip out the arms, and you have Gears, just like the G1 toy, but a lot more posable. So all in all, I think that's pretty cool as well. And then, of course, there's a repaint of that, which is called Swerve. So all of these guys, of course, are available on our website. You can click the link below and you can buy instructions for any or all of these that you wish to build. So check out the original videos as well, because they are pretty cool. So another one of my favorites, and one of the toys I did actually have as a kid, is Brawn. And Brawn is a green SUV with a tire on top. And if you remember, the original toy had like claws for hands, and it didn't really look cartoon accurate. So my version looks a lot more cartoon accurate and more recent toy accurate. And of course, he also had repaint, and his repaint was Outback. And Outback, I think he had an Australian accent or so, I can't remember, but he is a brown and tan repaint. From there, we go to one other favorite, and I really never had this one as a kid. I got this one as a grown-up, and of course, it was in more recent series, some redone a few times over the years in different Transformer series, and that, of course, is the Blue Dune Buggy Beachcomber. So Beachcomber, of course, is a fun-loving dune buggy who transforms into a robot. Again, transformation pretty simple on the original, a little more complicated on my version, but all in all, not too bad. Then we've got everybody's favorite yellow little buggy, and that is, who is it? Of course, it's Bumblebee. So Bumblebee, of course, has gone through probably 3 or 4 iterations over the years on my YouTube channel and other sites that I'm on, but this is a new design. So again, you can find that one along with his color and reformatted versions or other characters that come from the same type mold or design. So to get into that, of course, we have my first and favorite Autobot I ever received as a kid. Is Cliffjumper. Cliffjumper is got the same transformation mechanism in the original toy, and pretty much every toy they do of Bumblebee has some kind of somewhat close repaint or retool, which is Cliffjumper. Cliffjumper here is pretty cool. He represents a small little penny car and then transforms into a brute little warrior. Another one that not everyone's familiar with, but I did for a recent contest, is Hubcap. And Hubcap is not just a yellow Cliffjumper. In the cartoon, he never showed up, but in comics and other media, he is definitely a character of himself. The original toy, you could get a yellow Cliffjumper, which was packaged, I believe, as Hubcap, or they didn't give it a name. Or no, there was a Hubcap, because it is slightly different than Cliffjumper. His head is different and so forth. But all in all, it's a pretty cool, it's a yellow Cliffjumper. Let's not kid ourselves. From here, we've got the gurgly little bot. That sounds like he's drowning underwater all the time, and that is Sea Spray, of course, and he transforms into a hovercraft and back to a robot. That sounds like he's underwater. So he's pretty cool. Again, my version is more complicated in transformation than the original toy, which was about, I don't know, two or three steps to transform. And I don't remember if I had that one as a kid or not, but anyway, it's pretty simple transformation. And then we have one new favorite of mine, which is Cosmos. Cosmos I never had as a kid either, and I don't even know if I have that as an adult. Oh, I do have like a newer version from a couple series ago, but I do not have the original, I don't think. I better check my collection. And Cosmos is a kind of short and stout little teapot that transforms into a flying saucer, which of course it was the 80s when these guys came out, so it was kind of interesting at the time because we had Grandizer and things like that going on at the same time. So it made it pretty interesting at the time to have some kind of alien looking ship. Then furthermore, we have Huffer. And Huffer, if you remember the original 3-part G1 episode, when Optimus Prime got blown up in the mine there, he took the trailer on. So he's a Minibot little orange truck. And he was kind of also an odd little original figure from the G1 series. So again, this one is again more complicated. And in the long run, he did also have a repaint too in a later series in G1, which of course is Pipes. And the Pipes is a blue version and has kind of these pipes for arms instead of the kind of claw smokestacks that came with Huffer. Another one of my favorites, and I did have this one as a kid, is Warpath. And Warpath is a dark red kablam kablooey tank, and that's kind of what he used to always say, weird things like that on the original G1 show. And he's out there to have a good time and blow things up. So of course he is a nice and posable tank. Transforms very similar to Sea Spray. Again, mine is more complicated in transformation than the original G1 toy. Another one I never owned as a kid but really enjoyed building was Power Glide. And there you can remember, if you're old enough or if you've checked out G1 old cartoons, there was an episode called The Girl Who Loved Power Glide. Anyway, it's a kind of weird episode, but all G1 kind of was. And he has this little friend, of course, that is a girl and loves Power Glide. And for reasons, I can't remember, he had a heart, or I don't know, it's sort of like the Tin Man kind of idea. Anyway, I don't remember all of it because I don't remember every G1 episode. It's been a very, very long time since I originally watched those as a kid, and I don't get to watch all of them all the time, but I do get to watch some now and then with my daughter here. So he is a plane that transforms into a weird jet. Again, mine is more cartoon accurate than the actual toy that we got back in the day. And another repaint of that guy you may have seen in a recent series, I think from Combiner Wars, is the Viper, paying homage to the original G.I. Joe Rattler. Pretty cool. And last but not least, everyone's favorite Minibot they hate, and I did this one a very long time ago. That's Wheelie, the guy who rhymes and annoys the crap out of everyone, and the original toy was pretty crappy. So my version's slightly different, transforms more like a blue streak than what they had given us back in the day. So that wraps up all the Lego Minibots that I've done, and that's almost all of that we've actually seen in real toy form. Hope you've enjoyed this recap. Again, if you want to get any of these guys, hit the link below, get to our catalog, and pick out the ones you might want to buy and build. Until next time, everyone, happy building and take care.